I want us to begin with a question that I asked myself. And as I was saying that, I realized Jesus didn't really pray for anybody to be healed. You can go check it. It is recorded that he prayed for the sick. No. But he brought healing to the sick. He opened the consciousness of people to the vitality that they are. So he takes the blind, spits in the, what's it called, in the mud, mingles it up, creates a new eye for the person, plucks it in, tells them to go wash it off. You go wash it, and you're healed. Lepers will come, says, go, you are cleansed. They leave, and on their way going, the story is told that one realized that his situation was no longer the same. He returns, and then he gets told, you have been made whole. I don't want to go into the doctrines of healing and wholeness. That's a whole different tangent. But if I were to ask you this, what if you could heal someone you love? What if you could heal a situation you are concerned with without saying a single word to the person? What if you could bring healing to someone without them even knowing you are doing it? What if you could become a healing presence in the life of someone, in situations, across any distance, across oceans, across walls, across silence, across chasms, across their stubbornness, across their resistance, and even across their unbelief? What if you could bring healing to people in the face of all these resistances? What if you could? What if I told you that there is a kind of healing that doesn't require permission? That doesn't require the other person to be even ready. That doesn't even require the other person to believe in your practice. That doesn't require you to fight and still, come out, come out, come out. What if that is a possibility? Charlie, these things don't work. If it works by now, everybody who didn't be any sick people, it doesn't work. And what I'm going to share with you is not mystical fantasy, but it's an ancient spiritual law that I identified, or I caught by accident when my mom got sick. When she told me she felt me in her room. And when I sat down to look into it, I realized that, wow, this was so pronounced even in the life of Jesus. But because my mind was so corrupted, I didn't even see it. And I did a bit of study, and I found out that loads of ancient mystical teachers live this way. And that's how I fell in love with Ernest Holmes, one of the greatest mind scientists I know. Another teacher of mine, Joel S. Goldsmith. Do you know him? He's a Christian mystic. Amazing, amazing man. And then life led me to Kimaso, and I'm like, oh wow. So I'm not being crazy with the truth that is leaving me. But it's always been. I'm only just coming to terms with it. Are you with me? If someone you love who is suffering here, I don't just mean physical ailment, but psychological ailment, emotional ailment, financial ailment. And you feel the desperation to help them. But there is a physical condition, I've said, a diagnosis, or a chronic sickness that the doctors can't seem to resolve and they can't find a solution to. Mental burden, depression, anxiety, insomnia. I'm coming up. Last Friday, I was just sat and I'm like, oh, wow. If I cast my mind back to the last 2 months, the number of people who have come to me or who I have encountered with depression, at least 6, drives me with compassion. Insomnia, people can't sleep. They just can't let go of their burdens and sleep wouldn't just come to them. In despair. People with addictions, substance abuse. I meet also someone knows them. People with destructive patterns, toxic relationships, feeling trapped in cycles that repeat themselves like storm. And you feel for them, but you don't know how to reach them anymore. You don't know what to do about it. And the hardest part is when they are so far away. Across worlds, across countries, across silence you can't cross. About Lucas. And you feel powerless. You've tried everything you know. You have shared with them some of our content. You've shared with them our our healing sessions and our prayers. You shared with them BIT stuff. You've offered advice they don't take. There are plenty of people like that. You're busy talking to them. They are busy fighting through their addictions to their beliefs. It's frustration. You've offered support that didn't shift the outcomes. You sent messages, you spent time with them on phone calls, you prayed through tears, through cries, feeling sorry in your heart. You visualize them healthy and whole, and I use hotel service centering visualization a lot, what was called centering and meditation a lot. And when I do it, at the end of it, I sample as many people as come through spirit, engage them in healing. We do all of that. And the situation is still the same. You're frustrated. Day after day, week after week, month after month. Our loved ones remaining suffering. And we remain helpless. Childbirth situation. If this is you, just like myself, this is for you. And I said, you will never hear me tell you anything I don't believe. You will never hear me tell you anything that is not my truth. You will never hear me share with you anything that's not my reality. You see, that things I've practiced and I've seen results, or what I'm building myself. Such as I have, if I want to. So you can have the confidence that I won't bullshit you. I don't have time for that. I want, and I deserve. I believe that we all deserve solution. So I came to a conclusion. I was having a chat with a friend who is also a man of God. I mean, also a pastor. Actually, try this it doesn't work, and I'm like, yeah, I know it doesn't work. I found out it doesn't work for myself. It doesn't work. True healing doesn't work the way we've been taught. That's why pastors fake it. It doesn't work. And in fact, much of what we have learned or we've been taught about healing, though it is well-intentioned, can subtly work against the very outcomes we are desiring. Because the focus is on a disease. The focus is on an illness. The focus is on a condition. Where focus goes, what happens? Energy flows. Where the focus is, the energy will flow. That's your affirmation to the universe that is what you want. This is what I want to energize. Like I've said it several times, when we make statements like, I hate this, I don't like this, I don't want this. You are thinking you are saying you are making an affirmation of what you don't want. No, but the universe doesn't register it like that. It responds to what you are resonating with. It responds to your feeling. So at that point, your feeling is that of I don't want. It's resistance. So the universe, like the subconscious mind, is very passive. It doesn't judge. It doesn't choose. So I don't want this. I hate this. I don't like this. It registers it as you saying that is what you want to express. That is what you're resonating with. So it will give you more opportunities to have that expression. Tell me that is a lie. It is true. The things you say you don't like people doing, that's the exact thing they continue to do. Because that is what you are energizing. So you have loads and loads of opportunities to express your dislike, to express your not wanting, to express your detestation, to express your hatred. And that's why sicknesses don't go away. Same reason. This is not a theory. It's a lived practice. I've prayed for people and I've seen healing defy my expectation. But I'm learning how to stand in a consciousness where truth becomes more real than any outward appearance. We do not beg life to change. We do not beg situations to change. I shared this on Higher Self-Reality the last time. Don't pray, don't beg, don't ask. Once we understand what prayer is, we won't struggle to get our eyes around it. We rather align with the spiritual law that already contains wholeness. If you want to change the experiences of your life, change the level and the dimension of your consciousness. Your consciousness is what dictates our experiences. This isn't about manipulation. It's not about controlling people. It has nothing to do with denying supposed reality. The number of times I hear people, oh, but I'm stating the reality. Oh, my head is aching. That is the reality. You're saying that. Okay. It's not pretending your symptoms don't exist. It's about understanding spiritual law and becoming a clear channel, a clear conduit, healing presence. So where do we go wrong with this? Do you understand me to this point? Am I clear to this point? So point me if I'm wrong. Often at times when a loved one is suffering, we do one of three things. We either pray for them, we visualize them as well, we visualize seeing them well, or as we do, we send them healing energy, because that's also a practice. Right? Am I right or wrong? We probably do one of these things. That is, if you are someone who is conditioned to want to reach out to them, or you tell them to take, you suggest to them to go to the hospital. That's also another outcome. But I'm just I'm just talking about the space of the spiritual healing, or administering spiritual healing. So we get on our knees, close our eyes, and say, "Oh God, please heal this person, remove their pain. Oh God, cure their disease. Oh God, fix them. Oh God, give them a child." And we may do this many times a day, pouring our hearts in desperation, even though sincere, and nothing happens. Visualize it. You form detailed pictures of them smiling, seeing them vibrant, seeing them healthy, seeing them free. We imagine them calling us, or the doctor calling us with good news. We hold that vision so strong, so strong enough, believing that focused intention will manifest it. And yet nothing. I have been there. Or we send them healing energy. You know? Handkerchiefs and aprons sent from the bodies of 4, and as many as received them, they had their healing. Shadow of Peter, healing the sick, coming into the sphere of the energy of health and vibrance and getting healed. You sit and imagine healing lights surrounding their bodies. You're targeting the specific organs that require healing. You see the symptoms dissolve. And I want to say this with all humility. I do it. All of this often comes from a place of love and compassion. It comes from sincerity. It comes from us being very sincere. It comes from our desire to do something about our loved one rather than stand helpless. But the devastating truth is, I've learned slightly different, and I've practiced, and I'm seeing some result, and that's why I'm choosing to share it with you. Most of these approaches that I've mentioned, they contain a hidden flaw. A flaw that I think reinforces the very condition we want to dissolve. What is the flaw? Every one of these approaches often begins with an acceptance or a declaration that there is somebody who is sick, or there is a sick situation that needs to be healed. And that premise matters. Jesus never addressed anybody's sickness. Not from what I have researched. Even the dead. They come to tell him, my maiden is dying, come to my house, come heal them. Any delays? Says, "Oh, Master, I know that you don't have to come to my house. But you speak the word only, and my servant shall be made whole. He says, I've not seen such great faith. Be it you, according as your faith dictates. And whilst he was yet speaking of him, word came to him that your servant is whole. Wow. At the tomb of Lazarus, he understood that there's nothing like death. There's only sleep. A friend Lazarus sleeps. I'm going to wake him up. Lazarus, come forth. He didn't say, Lazarus, come alive. Lazarus, wake up. The truth is, whatever we accept as real in consciousness, we energize. That's why we are doing wrong. Our focus and our consummation is on the disease. Whatever we repeatedly name, we magnify. Constantly making reference to barrenness, constantly making reference to cancer, energizing it. Constantly making reference to organ failure, energizing it. And whatever we fear, we feed. I cannot be sick. No, my brother, you are afraid of sickness. You are afraid. That's why you're fighting it. That's why you are resisting it. You are afraid. Thought is a cause, not merely a reaction. And his tome says that, and I love it. It's true. This is not positive thinking. Oh, no. This is metaphysical thinking. Because consciousness is creative. Where we place our attention is where power resides. So when we do that, it sounds as if you're saying this sickness is real and is powerful. And that declaration or that affirmation unintentionally keeps your awareness anchored on the very appearance, the very thing that you want to transcend and you want to change. It's a malpractice in the name of trying to help people. And we do this because we don't understand the mechanisms of spiritual healing. In subsequent sessions, we will look at various aspects. We look at food, we look at nutrition and all of this. But today I just want to focus on the spiritual healing. This analogy, I'll share this analogy with you that I love. See? And often when we pray for the sick, we tend to fight. We are fighting the condition. And it doesn't work. You can't eliminate it. You cannot eliminate darkness by fighting it. You can't pick darkness and throw it out of your room. How are you going to do that? You cannot wrestle darkness into submission. Because darkness is not a thing. The same way the sickness, the disease is not a thing. Oh goodness, I wish I got it. It's not a thing. Darkness is only the absence of light. Sickness, disease is only the absence of vitality. Bring raise, erect the consciousness of vitality, and the sickness or disease will appear or disappear. It doesn't exist. You turn on the light. It's better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. Light up. Darkness instantly disappears, not because we scream and shout at it, not because you defeat it, but because darkness is never power in itself, and healing works the same way, as I saw it through the example of Jesus. If you fight sickness, you reaffirm sickness. If you fear sickness, you energize sickness. If you concentrate on sickness, especially with emotional intensity, you make it more solid in your consciousness than the health and vitality you seek. I don't know any other way to put this. We've done this for years. We've done this for months. We pray fervently. We sacrifice our peace. We carry guilt when nothing changes. And we chastise ourselves. Maybe I'm not faithful enough. Maybe I'm not prayerful enough. Maybe I'm not spiritual enough. Maybe I'm not worthy enough. Maybe because I've done this. Maybe because I've done that. Maybe because of this. Maybe, oh gosh. The problem is the framework of your thinking. You are trying to move darkness instead of turning on the light. The light shines in darkness, and the darkness comprehends not. You see, imagine where am I sat right now in a room, it's dark. She sees an object moves like a snake, and she calls me, "Girl, there's a snake here. I'm afraid. I'm panicking." I'm like, "Oh, chill, don't panic." And I just start seeing her safe without the snake biting her. I start casting and binding the snake. I start declaring the impotence of the snake. I start speaking to the snake to not harm her. I start speaking to the snake to disappear, and I make all my affirmations and all my declarations in that direction. And it turns out, all along it wasn't a snake. It's just a rope in the corner that she saw in her mind as a snake. And we come, turn on the light, and realize, oh dear, this wasn't a snake all along. That is what most of us are doing with sickness and disease. Turn on the light and you realize it's not what you see. It's not what you think. So the energy that I'm pouring into binding the snake and all of that is pointless. It's waste. It doesn't do anything because it's not what I am addressing. There is no snake. There's only a rope that I only need to turn the light on to see the rope for what the rope is, instead of believing or conjuring in my mind that it's a snake. Are you with me? So here's the shift. We do not heal the person. We do not heal the condition. We don't fix, change, or improve material reality. By faith, we believe that that which we see came out of that which we do not see. Instead, you recognize the truth. You come into the awareness of the truth that dissolves the illusion. In this case, I turn on the light and I realize there wasn't a snake there, it was only a rope. And when I analyze the healing methods of Jesus and the healing stories, I realized one principle that runs through: the recognition of what is already true in spiritual reality. By faith, we know. So Lazarus was dead, in quote, in material reality, but in spiritual reality, he knew that there was no death. He was only sleeping. So he only needs waking up. Recognition of what is already true in material, in spiritual reality. It's where the shift lies. So treatment is the recognition of spiritual perfection. You are whole. We don't beg life to become whole. Life is already wholesomeness. You don't beg life to heal. Life is infinite health. It's my recognition, my admission that wholeness is a spiritual fact. And allowing that fact to govern my perception, allowing that fact to infiltrate my consciousness. There is no disease in the divine. There is no decay in the infinite. There is no corruption in pure being, which is you. O death, where is your victory? O grave, where is your stay? Sickness and suffering only appear in the material or in the realm of material sense. There's the realm of beliefs, of concepts, of conditioning and perfecting. Or what's called perception, sorry. They seem real because we experience them here. Yes, we do. But they are not final reality. They're only an appearance versus what is spiritually true and spiritually fact. A matter of conditions versus principles. The condition of barrenness versus the principle of abundance. The condition of cancer versus the principle of vital, self-renovating and self-healing cells. Different languages, but the insight is the same. So if you don't get anything from today at all, I want you to understand this. You need to embrace the difference between spiritual fact and material appearance. That, for me, is where the disjoint lies. Do you understand me to this point? Great. Absolute truth, infinite consciousness is the realm where life is perfect, full, and complete. This is what is actually real, permanent, and unchanging. You are alive, unchanging. In this realm, the true identity of your loved one is whole. The one you care about, if you can only see their wholeness, what are you praying to change? The problem is we struggle to see it. So we need to fight it through our conditions. We need to fight it through our perception. And the sad thing is I've encountered people who have gotten in touch, reference various aspects of various conditions, various healings. And sadly, I realized one thing. How I come across is too simplistic for them. So they despise it. Too simplistic. But I know it works. Too simplistic. No. We are never separate from life. Never. Not possible. We are never separate from wholeness. We are not vulnerable mortal beings trying to survive the hostilities of the universe. It's not like that. The sacred hasn't got us in despair. The spiritual beings embraced by universal cosmic presence. Yes, we live in a world of change, time, space, and circumstance, where we see illness, limitations, decay, fear, corruption. But this is only, if we can think of the realities we see in this space as a movie that is just projected on a screen. The image only looks real. They move, they interact, they create drama. But at the end, it's only a screen. It's only a screen. They are just projections. And I believe, or I've come to accept that spiritual healing is learning how to stop treating the projections as ultimate reality. And return to presence, return to truth, return to the fact of your being. I will recount the snake and the rope experience again for your benefit. I'll recount it again. Should I? Or you got it? I don't know how I'm feeling. I'm just feeling in me to recount it again. Because trust me, if that can sink in, you will bring that to every situation.
Recount it, sir. I'm just sat in I don't know. I don't want us to finish today. Today we have to finish like 2 o'clock. There's something going on in me that I want you to keep going and going and going.
Something is going on in me as well.
Yeah, recount it. I don't want us to finish.